Okay, so now this is done. This is stretched, and yeah, this is not something to worry about. It actually takes everything and tries to like unfold as much as possible the model, so we have like so everything is like flat on the ground, and it's not like semi-flat. And when it's semi-flat and it's not exactly like it's not a 2D flat image, then we experience the stretching. I'm going to do the same thing for everything else really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and select this one. This one would have problems because it has this undercuts. That stuff is really difficult to manage. So uh, an automatic projection is going to not give us enough. So for this guy here, so I'm going to do an automatic map and open the UV editor. So now everything is, laid out. Let's add that UV material that we made. And notice, let's see, notice that, I mean, it's pretty good, but we're gonna unfold it and see the difference. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and maybe increase the so this is okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and select it and unfold. UVs, unfold. Now it has changed. So when we do that, also everything has the same scale. Like I'm gonna show you before the unfold. Before I do the unfold, let me isolate that. Notice, I think the squares are a little bit smaller here. So there's a little bit of a difference of scale of the squares. So did you see what happened? It's basically there's a difference of scale here. When you unfold 3D, everything is the same scale. That's when your UV layout is actually correct. Sometimes when you see like, and there was a very small difference, but it was a difference, and that would occur, stretching would occur, or inconsistencies when you're painting. So now that we unfolded it, basically this square here is the same as that. It's actually almost the same size everywhere, so that is a very good sign. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back. Now that you guys know exactly how to do that, I'm gonna go hold the space bar and go display, show, last hidden. That's how we go back to our, because I like to use the classic way to isolate an object is Alt H, and then you can go display, show, last hidden, and that will go back to your scene.
I know there's a way to copy UVs for similar objects without, right?
Yeah, I'll go through that. So give me 1 second. I'll finish this and then I'll answer that question. So here I'm gonna do the same for that guy, and go UVs, automatic. Then you select it. Go to UVs in the UV editor and unfold. That should be fine. Then I'm going to select. It's not necessary to put that material, but it's good to like just to check what's happening with the scale. Everything looks good. Okay. Again, object mode, select UVs in here. Unfold. Okay, now these guys are simple objects. I'm just going to go ahead and do exactly the same. Okay, this looks good. Okay, now this one, let's check this one too. Okay. So now everything is done. Let me send this to Mudbox. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new scene here. So I'm gonna save this one. Okay, so I start with a new scene. That's a good way to start. Just open Mudbox and have a new scene ready here, so I can transfer the file. So what we were gonna do is just like send it. Before we would just you can actually export it as an FBX or as an OBJ and import it in Mudbox. But right now, since we have this feature, I can select everything and send it to Mudbox right away. So this is all done. All the UVs are set. So File, Send to Mudbox, Send as new scene. And we have problems with the mesh. So this we will troubleshoot on the way. So let's see what we can do. At this point, we'll say keep all, and immediately you notice that some of these red dots, they indicate that there's some problem with that mesh, which we could go back to Maya and see what the problem is later. But I can actually avoid painting this object at this moment and finish with everything else, and then I'll troubleshoot that after I'm done with the painting. So one good thing here is that I'm going to turn on the tone mapper here. So the viewport, those viewport filters are, for photo-based, photorealistic kind of rendering. They help. They have depth of field, occlusion maps, everything. Actually, you cannot paint with all these on. They slow down your machine sometimes, especially when the model is complicated. But you can see here that it looks exactly like it's a hard surface model, so it looks fine. And we have also the ability to have to turn off the light and have a flat lighting. So this is all ready for painting, and I'll have to come back and organize everything. So I'm going to save this file. So since I'm starting with this, I'm going to go to my Mudbox and create a new folder. This folder here is the project. So I'm going to go ahead and create the name of this project will be prototypes. I can say MUD just so I don't mix it with the other, even though it's in the folder of Mudbox, and you never know. I'll have that. Create. Now in here I'm going to save the project. So I'm going to give this again the date. Just always have some to understand that these projects are made in Mudbox. So this is the project file. Now any painting that I'm going to do is going to be saved in that folder. That means that if that folder changes name, accidentally, then you won't be able to see the textures anymore. So I'm gonna pause the video here again, and then I'm gonna start painting on the next one.